Hello, Goddess, and welcome to this week's Thankful to Thrive Thursday. My name is Rochelle Richard, and if you are new to my channel here, we encompass all the ways that we look for and find our power all along this, which is each our own healing twin flames self-love empowerment journey, which really truly a twin flame journey just really very much is that self-love empowerment journey. It's about us looking for and finding our power within, to come into union with our true selves, meaning to embody, to be fully embodied of our truest essence. And I'm so thankful on this Thankful to Thrive Thursday that really the whole, there's a word for this, the foundation, there's another word I was looking for, but the foundation of that is about allowing yourself to go and flow wherever you're led. And yet the ego, again, is so hell-bent on keeping each of us stuck where we've already been, yet we'd rather be going where we'd like to go. But in order for those changes to take place, we have to be willing to surrender to the changes within ourselves and in our worlds, and be also in turn willing to step into and facilitate the aspects and facets of those changes that are our responsibilities. I am so grateful that, again, we get to do this, and that you are a part of that, Goddess. You are a part of my own journey by taking in these messages that come through me, the guidance that comes through me, the wisdom and understanding that I have gained in my own wild and crazy journey that has been intensely self-love empowering, for sure, as of course has this healing twin flames very much. And as I am getting back to, again, the purity of myself, really not worrying so much the whole practicing the art of not giving a fuck. That's where we are, Goddess. We're all being asked to practice more and more the art of not giving a fuck. And that means to not give a fuck about that which you have no control over. To let go of it. And we talk about this so much because surrendering is such an important, such a vital piece to this journey, this self-love empowerment journey, and of course, the twin flame journey. Oh, is it ever? And so with that, as we're getting back to a deeper, more connected, truer space within ourselves, I myself am in a much more aligned space than what I feel I've been with regards to bringing to you what I'm being led to bring to you. It's not coming from obligation or because I need to post. It's coming because I'm led to do this. So with that, let's do this. I am super excited, and I want to point out this is a very special rock. One of my clients from the very beginning, that was in her creek at her house. And her son ended up killing her, and then he got himself killed. Or no, he killed himself when he was being chased by the police after a whole... It was a wild adventure, let's just say that. It was something that I never imagined I would be even having to make an announcement as to where this amazing woman had disappeared to in our group. Someone had reached out to me and let me know, and through that I ended up also coaching her closest friend, and as a gift I got that, and I just felt called to be her energy. Her energy has been so present lately. Her number's 927, so clearly that's the number we're going to be looking at here in a moment, 927, because that number has been coming all over the place. And her energy, very much, Goddess, is the energy of being uniquely you. Her name is Christy Carter. And I do have a memorial video on here from our one session that I was willing to pull from, which was just a celebratory, reminisce, reflect kind of thing, fully respecting our actual coaching that we dove into. But this was just the celebrating and what is she proud of, and it was amazing. That's why I love what I do. It's just been a matter of finding the best way to bring that to you without consistently draining myself in the process. And doing these videos are definitely one of those ways, which how perfectly then is the very first card is about intention. Because as we move into this new world, this new earth, not new world, new world order is being dismantled, taken apart bit by bit. But this new earth rising, we must be clear and decisive. I just recorded an amazing video that I'm actually quite pleased with, and it will be being published particularly probably Friday morning. This is Thursday morning, and I share about the newest thing that I'm offering to you all that still gives me that opportunity to do what I love, which is supporting you, but without overgiving, which is a detriment to both of us, right? And it's, again, getting clear on that and focusing on what you want, Goddess. I have an example. Since I moved and having had a lot of things come to the surface in relationships and in how I had been really truly at the root of all of it, been disrespecting my own personal boundaries and self-sacrificing for others to an absolute detriment of myself, it reached me to a point where in this place and space, I really truly asked those questions. Do you really want that, or do you just think you want that? And when I actually take that extra step back and I ask that extra question of, are you sure you're sure? Take a moment, feel into this. Does it truly feel aligned, or are you just working off of habits, off of patterns that are sabotaging you and thereby continuing to just keep you stuck? It's about Clarity 2022. It's time to really genuinely be intentional. And Goddess, that's why I had to pull back and why I am taking it step by step, stepping back into this. My ego, ooh, she beating the crap out of me about it though. She's like, oh my God, you need to be posting, you need to be doing a blah, 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 blah. What do we say to our mean girl Goddess? Those especially who have been in my coaching containers, who have followed me for a minute. We are real quick to tell that little mean girl to sit the fuck down and shut up. Because we were listening to her, weren't we? Doing what she wanted us to do, not stepping into our truth, not speaking up for ourselves, not respecting our boundaries, not saying, that really isn't aligned and I know there are better solutions than me, right? But we don't. Well, whew. Times are a-changin'. They are indeed, sister. It is about really being intentional and being really fucking crystal clear that it is what you genuinely want. That it is the decision, the choice that is aligning you with your your intended outcome. Otherwise, you're going to get the outcome you don't want. And oh, sister, that has been this year for me of watching the choices that I'd been making and the sabotaging patterns that I had. You'll hear the video tomorrow when that publishes. I am doing that for sure. It's about my new, again, these new things that I'm offering called mini readings, and I'm really excited about them because I get to incorporate my creativity. And look, boom, 927 on my ticker. Let's go ahead and see what Christy has to say to us. Her 927, where that? Boom. And 927 is her date of transition. And I want to share with you all, my guides include, obviously, Christy now, but my brat pack, the They were definitely not typical cats, these 4. They were, wow, really, truly spiritually connected. I digress, though, but dates of transition, times of transition, these are 2 of the biggest ways that those who have crossed over or transitioned from this world can continue to support you and guide you and be there for you, right? But you've got to allow for that to come in and for it to be that, right? We choose the meaning we give. So look, 927, important decisions. Wow. Oh my goodness, goddess. What exactly, again, we're talking right here. Is it really, that's a very important decision to make. Is it really, truly what you want? Or are you operating from a program, from something that's familiar or out of obligation? Important decisions come from that passion, that love. Like, again, I'm just like really quite giddy about doing, see, you hear me giggling here, doing these mini readings for you, because I get to create full color printable PDFs, and I get to really, really, truly empower you by you being able to just be in your space, print out what I send you and journal on that, tap into your power, allow for yourself to receive all that there is to receive from this, because my part is just a small part. You are the catalyst, goddess, in your experience. I'm just here to help shine a little light on some things that you need to see in order to make the choices, the decisions that align you with what you desire. Look, be you true as only you can be you. I love that they came out that way. Be you true as only you can be you. That, again, total Christy energy right there. You have all you need to make the right choice for you, goddess. And it's really, again, tapping into what it is you don't, again, do it because, oh, you're going to say no and someone else wants you to do it. Well, if it's not aligned with you and you're doing it because you're going to expect that, especially when it comes to friends and such, we tend to have this expectation that we place on them that they're going to be there for us in the equal way that we are there for them, only to, again, expectations, period. Just don't. This is why it's, again, all about you, tapping into you, connecting with you, listening to you. And that's why, again, why I love my new mini readings. I'm so excited. But see, oh my gosh, cultivate balance in relationships. You have to, again, be able to honor your own boundaries, your own energetic boundaries, especially that if you're giving too much, then you need to stop. You need to say, this isn't working for me. And you need to let that be okay. If it's not okay for them, that's not your responsibility to sacrifice your joy, your happiness, your sanity, your energy for someone else. You're just a prop then. You're just a prop up. Stop it. And again, that intention. But also know that you are always on your path, in always the right place. That even though my own ego has been beating me up, because I share all of this so that you know you're not alone in this, that even with everything I've come through, there's always growth. There's always things that come up, whatever level we're at in this journey, right? In this healing experience. But it's about, and see, I lost that in that moment. That these last couple months my ego has been beating the crap out of me. We'll just say beating the shit out of me. That I fucked up and I put everybody else before myself, and now I'm being faced with the results of my choices and what's coming if I keep making these same decisions. It is not what I want. Oh, it is a head-on collision with a freight train. Okay? That's barreling 100 miles out of control down the tracks. And it's like, no, right? Focus on what you really want. Be really crystal clear. And I wasn't. Because of course I do want to be there for people that I love. And I'm sharing this with you, Goddess, so that you can start to look at yours too, right? Because I want to really be there and give to people. But you cannot be doing it. And especially not consistently. at a detriment to yourself just because you won. You know what it's like to not have had that. Okay? It is the time to really, really get clear on what you really, truly want. And to trust that slow, steady, and all in divine timing. That is something Christy's, and we're going to obviously have an animal messenger today as well. Her animal, her totem is a turtle. She's been showing me so many turtles in all the craziest places too. I'm like, what? Really? That's the animal that they're picking? Wow. Because it's about recognizing that you crave this freedom. You crave to be free from these obligations, these things that are weighing you down, these burdens, these things that you really don't feel aligned with. You're doing these things out of, again, this obligatory space because it's what you think you want. It's what you think you need to do. But that's what growth is all about, is stepping out of that box and saying, but is that really what I want? Or am I keeping myself in this box? And perchance it's time to break free of that. Such as the twin flame trap that I talk about a lot. And I know what my mission is. It's just me, again, having needed to replenish my batteries and refill my cups and grow my garden, a bit fuller again, because my plants were dying, you could say, right? I had given so much of my crop to everybody else that I was starting to starve. Wow. And I am sure, Goddess, that the reason why I'm having to say this and bringing this to your attention is because you are the same. It is time to fill your cup, and why this says to seek out a mentor or guide, right? And of course, take baby steps as you grow. So of course, perhaps, ta-da, one of the best ways to take just a baby step or two to, again, step a bit more out to empower yourself is through my mini readings. It's emailed. You don't have to jump on a Zoom, no video calls if you're not quite up to really get into it, because here's the thing too, Goddess, we don't want to feed things that we don't want to be growing, right? We want to, again, be intentional about what we're focusing on. So perchance, again, a Zoom session isn't what has been aligned with you with regards to working with me, because you don't really want to have to dive into it all. You really just would like to allow yourself to receive, some intuitive guidance, some clarity, some genuine, self-love empowerment coaching that's included in that, and perchance any twin flame references, which by all means, you do have the option. I gotta check and make sure that's on there on when you purchase it, because I gotta check my shop. But to ensure that you can give information to me, you can always email me, love@empowermentexperiences.com. And if you're on my email list, hit reply to the emails that I send, which I am working on sending more. But seriously, it really comes down to you being able to recognize that you have to liberate you. And that the only way you can grow is by stepping out of that which is keeping you from growing. All right. Well, and that's the intention of the mini readings. That's we are so, and I see this in others in my world a lot. They want to look at how there's a lot of drama and chaos in their lives, and then they want to come to my house and they talk about how, wow, your house is so calm, it's so peaceful, it's just like, and you don't seem to have a lot of, I don't really have a lot of trauma, because I don't put myself out there to receive it, to involve myself. And that's what I recognized these last 2.5 years is I was taking in other people's drama. And since these past couple months of saying, nope, it is time for taking time away from the world and stop being there for everybody else and really truly see how I've not been there for me, because now I'm really starting to again be there for me. Goddess, in order to clear out all of this poppycock, that's the word that came to mind, all of this poppycock that's telling you that you need to be putting all these other people before yourself, that it's okay, it'll pass, or it'll work itself out. Not all things are supposed to per se just work themselves out, because you are supposed to have your role in it as a part of you stepping up and into your power, you speaking your truth, you owning your voice. Because I haven't done that so much. I gotta really keep my hand down here. I haven't done that so much in my own journey until lately. And has it been challenging, because I've been putting up boundaries and people be blocking me and all sorts of stuff, and wow, that triggers, because it's like that part of me, that bleeding heart part of me says, oh, but I'm so sorry. And then it's like, wait a minute, no. Being so available to everybody has almost killed me more than once in my life. And this has to stop. The only way that you're going to really truly see these patterns in yourself, Goddess, is by spending more time alone and putting those thoughts on paper, dumping it out so that things get cleared. I have heard so much through the years, and this is why I'm getting back to the basics of what I really truly love about why I became a coach to begin with. And journaling is huge in that. And I haven't really promoted a lot of it per se. When you brain dump, when you put what's rambling around in your mind onto paper, it's like you're pouring out what the infection is, and then good stuff can take its place, better stuff. Things that need to be coming through that wouldn't normally be coming through, obviously, they're not coming through because your plumbing is clogged. You're holding on to these things right there at the pipe exit, right? So it's not able to bust through. You've got to be the one to bust it through, to say, you know what? Let me get my pen and paper. Let me do this now. I am definitely someone, and I love journaling. But I have a sabotage where I'm like, oh, I'll do it later. Or I'll sit and I'll start writing a little bit. And I'm like, okay, I need to go do that. No. You check that inner child and you say, nuh-uh, young lady, you sit your butt down and you're going to do this. Because there are things hiding in you and we need to see them. This is how you really, truly get beneath the surface of what you truly want and how to truly be intentional. Again, when I'm asking some of these questions, thinking I want it one way, then I really ask myself and I feel into it. I go, oh no, I don't want it that way, because doing it that way, making that decision and seeing it that way was the very line of a path that led me to where I am, where I have been this summer. Right? So again, take this time for yourself, Goddess. Spend more time alone. Turn off the phones, put away all these other devices, and just really, really let yourself be with yourself. Because by doing this, you have nothing but success coming your way. Nothing but abundance. Nothing but the manifestations and the life that you desire. By really, truly, again, clearing that which is sabotaging you, that is blocking you, by you operating from a place of comfort or familiarity rather than saying, no, I'm really, really going to check myself and say that, no, I would rather drive. I'd rather be the one to come to you than you come to me, or whatever it is. I'd rather be the one to, put myself out like that in that respect than to have, especially now with where I am with my home now. This is why my home had been so peaceful. And I require that. And so therefore I create that for myself, but I allowed chaos to come in. Ooh, my roommate. Oh, geez. Her room was, oh. No wonder things just really, yeah. But that's what's so great. That's what I'm so grateful about today, is that we get to look and see this, and we can, of course, we'll process the anger and the guilt and the regret and whatever it is. But then we break down and we come out on the other side of that breakdown and break through to so much more clarity, that growth, that freedom that you really just want. You want to be free of the bullshit. Period. Free of the bullshit. And with that, I really want to, let's see here. What then? What can we surrender at this time to be free of the bullshit? Because we know there's lots of bullshit, don't we, sister? Lots and lots of bullshit. So what, well then, what is there to surrender? As much as I've experienced this alignment that happens, out of that entire deck, you saw that card just flew out on its own. Surrender to silence. Stop trying to figure it out. Instead, focus on where the clarity is, and where there is none, or when there is nothing left for you to focus in that space, go be in silent. Meditate. Again, take time for you to really connect with you. I'm just, wow. Oh, that goes from your bed. Yeah. So with that, what I'm going to do is something that I haven't in a moment. No, we're not. We're going to keep on going. That's what we're going to do. We're going to keep on going. No. See? Whoa. You feel that, goddess? In that moment, behold, oh, but maybe not. Yeah. No. This is how we do it around here. We're doing the divine masculine as well right now in this video together. Because when we receive the messages from the divine masculine energies, that's what they are. My channeled poems and messages and such from the divine masculine, they are that. Not the wounded masculine, not that energy of specifically your masculine, but from what is currently underway in the collective, where they are at in this growth journey and what they're needing to focus on. Does it mean that those are words they would say specifically to you? Who knows? You may know. Right now, just like you have been there in purification. That's what you're in the midst of, they're in the midst of, and the connection is this deep purifying of that which is not aligned, that which is not uplifting, that which does not raise your vibration, that which does not support any of us individually or collectively. Divine Spirit, purification. Wow. In that purification space. Because we again are letting go of who we are not. And oh my goodness. We have a hidden surprise in the deck. Crystal Mandala activation card, which is my Malachite card. Wow. Apparently now we have a Crystal Mandala card, Grace for the Grand Gesture. And wow, with this space of really having to look deeper and really truly feel into yourself, and have to perhaps tell others no when old you would have said yes. Give yourself grace as you are putting boundaries in place. Give yourself grace as you are really truly getting back to you and learning to focus on what you need and what is best for you in the way that you then can come back to really be serving in this world as this new earth rises. Says, let me do the switcheroo on the video here, because I have to start due to file size. It says, you can close your eyes, goddess. Just take it in and receive it. I am open to the empowerment of spirit that provides me with the wisdom, courage, and consciousness to recognize the actions required to honor my soul. Wow. With boldness and confidence, I act on my intuitive knowing. I am connected and surrendered to the highest guidance available to me. I take steps with faith in the wisdom that guides and inspires my actions. I trust in the higher timing of my every leap of faith. Even the smallest steps taken in trust demonstrate confidence in my journey and the loving guidance of the universe, and thus attracts spiritual blessings. Trusting that what you are choosing, what you are intending, what you are stepping into and aligning with, that this growth space that you are stepping into as you step out of this confinement, of really, again, starting to acknowledge for yourself that you've got to listen better. Because that ego, that saboteur, she's very good at it, very skilled. But you're more skilled. And that's the thing here, is you've got to give yourself credit. And why this purification process is underway for all of us. Because we are purifying, cleansing, clearing out that which is the very thing that keeps this beauty from flowing, this love from flowing. And in fact, right before I sat down to record this, the angel number that was everywhere was 1141. And that is the time of transition for my Cleopatra Devi. That's a whole nother story too. But that number is all about being in the frequency of LOVE, being in the frequency of love. And look, stand in the power of you. So 927, 1141, they are directly correlated. Cultivate love and confidence towards yourself. Align with your new life and beginnings. And that's why you have to be tuning into you. You have to be getting crystal clear on what you genuinely want, and then start to make the decisions. Because if you want different than what you have, you will have to make different decisions than what you've been making. Thus the important decisions. Thus the reason for purification, why it is on in both counterparts and in the connection as well as in the collective. Because we have not been making the true aligned choices that bring us the world that we desire to be living in. And we are responsible for this. And we must then therefore take responsibility for this by learning to, yes, again, be intentional, lead with intention, stepping into that freedom by choice. Wow. Activation and chaos. And so much of this, right? Activation can lead to chaos. And it does. Because why? You're stirring shit up. So in order to achieve this purification process, this is why also, if your DM is away from you. You are definitely not in union physically. You're not communicating really hardly at all. And in fact, it's really gotten to that point where you're like, you know what? I'm done with these cycles with you. I'm done. Leave me alone. All right. We need to clear out what's going on because we keep going through the same pattern, which means, Goddess, you've got to let it go. It's time to activate that next level, right? And to say, nope, I'm done. I'm done right now. Leave me alone. Do not come at me. Do not come into my realm of experience right now. This is not the time. But in doing so, in activating that power within you and in the connection as the divine feminine, right? Putting that boundary down for the divine masculine to level up. You're requiring him to step into his power by you stepping into yours. Remember, feminine, you're the leader. But that activation's gonna bring chaos because you're saying no when you've been saying yes. You are redirecting your flow of energy, and that's going to ruffle some feathers, so to speak. Which that's why, as your divine masculine may have been coming back, you know, checking in, seeing where, and then you end up in that same cycle. It's time to break it. I literally did tell mine to leave me alone. The way you be acting, you didn't deserve me in your life. So just don't. I am now recognizing I'm focusing on my mission and I'm loving me because you cannot love me. You don't currently have the capacity to do so. In the sense of he's not loving himself. And we can only truly love others to the depth and degree that we love ourselves because love is truly practiced. And we are so not a very practiced species in the art of true, authentic, unconditional love. And that's why that's the twin flame mission for all of us. In whatever way we're supposed to be anchoring the love and amplifying the light is, you know, anchoring the light, amplifying the love, right? Because it's anchor and right? But this is why right now the divine feminine is being called to surrender to the silence so she can really hear herself right now and really, really see what she doesn't want. And therefore, what she needs to start enacting in the choices that she's making, the decisions that she's making. And this is where you are, Goddess. So take some time for yourself. Honor this purification space where you are with the divine masculine in that awareness of all of this crumbling that's happening is because you are being brought to this place of really needing to finally be real with yourself about what you genuinely want. Because I know I don't want my divine masculine in my life if he's in the space and energy that he's been in for a while. I don't. And you got to be real with yourself about that. Every time he comes back and you know, it's like, you know, no, really, seriously, I'm done. So that's when that you finally have to recognize that it's time to pull your energy back and focus it inward, because there is some serious healing that is underway within you. There is some serious power reclaiming that you're being called to step into with facilitating this liberation for yourself out of this shit space. Only you can do that. Only you can do that. Let's see. We had that whole turtle. And right now I have angel numbers just kind of coming my way in a big way now. Animal messengers. Do we have turtle on here? I do. I remember I did do all of these. Energetic and lively. Interestingly enough, right? Go, oh my goodness. Go inward and meditate. Wow. Slow and steady wins the race. Maybe carrying too much on your shoulders. Stay true to your path and be at peace with your choices. Wow, goddess, this is awesome. This has been an amazing Thankful to Thrive Thursday message. I am grateful we surrendered to the flow of it and just allowed. Oh, wow, this was... Thanks, Christy. Yeah. So with that, we're going to call it for the day. And I remind you, Goddess, that I assure you that everything that your mind is trying to make so serious and so important, so much more important than you really getting clear on what you do want, because time is passing by. Your life is passing by. And when you reach the end of it, are you going to be able to say that I did it my way? Or I made sure I was there, making sure everybody else was taken care of, but I never really tapped into what I wanted. I just always did what everybody else wanted. It's time to be intentional, Goddess. What do you really want? What do you really want? Listen to yourself. Because the power is in your hands to create what you want. The part of you telling you that you can't is the part of you that you don't want to be listening to. I am here to serve and support you in this journey in any and every way, shape, and form. Again, go check out my mini readings that I'm so excited about. And with that, I'm going to go record that little how-to, more in-depth descriptive video. And after I get all of this ready for publish tomorrow. And again, Goddess, remember, power's in your hands because it has always been inside you. Namaste.